In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emanuel Rose.
Well, thanks for joining today. I have a couple of great guests, Lior and Sophia, who are going to be talking about not just their tool called Loopholes, but also about how they're marketing Loopholes, because they're very experienced marketing professionals as well. So welcome to the show, the two of you. It's great to have you.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having us.
Where in the world are you joining from? That's the first question.
We are currently in LA.
All right. Well, that's good. And I would imagine the weather's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Well, I'm interested to know how the two of you started a partnership into a software company. Maybe you could just start with a little background about who you are and how the relationship came together for software.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it away.
So both me and Sophia, our background is in digital marketing. We started in 2018 working with a local brand in San Diego called Sunday Scaries, and we built all of their customer acquisition strategy. And from back then in 2018, it's a CBD brand. It wasn't that common to see this type of marketing for these type of brands, even though it's products that are allowed to sell and consume. When it's coming to advertising them, it can be very challenging. And we met there working with that brand, and quickly we figured out that there is a huge potential to help other CBD or cannabis brands to overcome these challenges. And in 2019, we started Paradigm Media, which is a digital marketing agency that specializes in restricted industries, restricted products. And in the last 4 years, we had the pleasure of working with over 150 brands that falls under this category. And I'm going to let Sophia take it from here.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, so from the necessity of that agency, we were looking for a tool that was going to be able to streamline our process. The current process for advertising with these highly regulated industries was long, inefficient, it was manual, and it was open to human error. So we built a very rudimentary tool that was just used in-house. After we kind of proved that tool was a need of our agency, we found that there were many other agencies and really anyone advertising that could be using this tool. So the evolution of it is now a Google Chrome extension. We paired up with our CTO, who is amazing ex-Googler, and he was able to build this amazing tool. And for us on the back end, we were the brains of it. And it's been amazing ever since.
Well, that's cool. So then how is it that you split up the duties between the two of you as the co-founders and all the things that go into running a business?
Yeah, so when we started both businesses, there wasn't a specific role. Everyone wears all the hats. So we were both kind of hustling just to get the business going. And then I think with time, we kind of both understood what our strengths were and kind of now have the responsibilities for each one of our businesses. And the last year, we've been mostly focused on Loopholes, which is our AI tool, and have been dedicated, most of our time there. And Sophia's background, just working in marketing, affiliate marketers, PR, sales. She took the role of CRO in Loopholes. And for me, I just had 3 businesses before starting this business, already sold one. So I took the role of CEO just based on the strength that we each bring to the table.
That makes sense. Yeah. Gotcha. And so the Loopholes is primarily a B2B product, right? Is it primarily agencies or is it brands that are also using it?
Yeah, so it's actually B2B and B2C. So basically, Loopholes is an AI tool to help advertisers overcome the challenges of the ad platform's policies. So today, when you go to advertise your product, if you want to advertise it on Facebook or Google or Snapchat, and you go to the ad platform dashboard, you start typing your ad copy, you deciding who's your target audience, you upload your creative, and then you basically publish your ad. And with certain industries and almost with 90% of the products out there, there are some policies around what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say. And so Loopholes is there to guide you through it. So like Sophia mentioned, it's a Chrome extension, so it's always working there on your browser. So very similar to Grammarly, as you start typing your ad copy, for example, Loopholes will flag the words that are not compliant with that specific ad platform. So if you're doing like a meta ad and you start, I'll give the example of the CBD, and you write like, we have the best CBD gummies for sleep, try them today, 50% off. Then Loopholes, the moment you open the extension, it will start scanning your ad and will let you know which words are not compliant, and will also give you feedback why it's not compliant, which policy you're basically violating. Thank you. And then it will give you suggestions on how to change it. So right now our Chrome extension is live, and you can download it for free on the Chrome Web Store. Next month we're launching the second version of the product, which will also scan your creative and your landing page. So sometimes with the policies of the ad platforms, it's not necessarily your ad copy that is flagging the ad. Sometimes it can be the creative you're using, if it's an image or a video, but also the website where you're sending the traffic to. Sometimes the website will have health claims or things like that the ad platforms don't allow. So we basically give you 3 layers of protection. So everything that goes into your ad, we scan and we'll let you know if it's safe to publish it or not.
Yeah, like we said, this was built out of the necessity of our agency. But after we ran a beta test and really reached out to all of our different partners, publications, publishers, influencers, affiliate marketers, anybody that's basically using social media for any type of function, whether it be advertising or not, this could be something that can act as their insurance to protect them.
Yeah, that's amazing. I haven't heard of another product like this. Are you leading the charge in this niche?
Absolutely. So yeah, we don't have a lot of competition, like direct competition right now. There are similar like tools that are available, but again, they're still manual. They're not doing what we are doing. So for example, there will be companies where you can upload a document or PDF, for example, or a Word doc to their platform, and then it will scan it and then it will send you the feedback back. But it's not instant. So we give real-time feedback just to save that time, so you don't need to wait and do all of this back and forth with a third party. You're in full control, and if you need to launch your campaign at this moment, then you're able to with our tool.
Yeah, and also with those tools that are currently existing, you have to know those policies and those regulations, and you have to manually type those in for the AI to read it and then later scan that document. If you don't already have that information, then you're kind of, you just have the tool and you have the document, but you're not really having that information that you're able to scan, right? And so that's kind of the advantage of working with Loopholes, is that we have all of the basic policy implementations that are from these platforms. We also have the additional knowledge of us working for over 10 years with these highly regulated industries. And then in addition to that, you have you are able to optimize personally as a business and able to customize those additional necessities that you'll need, those additional policy restrictions that you might need for
so you've warehoused that information of your experience kind of as a contributor to the GPT, as well as the advertising rules and regulations as part of the GPT. And then a company can build their own little contribution.
Exactly. So there are three things that goes into our AI. One of them is obviously the more people use it, then we get more data, and we can, based on others people mistakes, can learn from it. We also input our own brains into this AI with all the rules and policies that we know from our own experience and our agency experience. And yes, you can also customize the tool. So if you're like a law firm, for example, or a brand that really needs to be careful with health claims about their product, then you can customize the rules and add them on top of what we gather from the ad platforms and from what we put in to the tool and from other people's data. So if there are certain words, for example, that you don't want your employees to use, if it's in an email, if it's in a Word doc, if it's on a blog, if it's on an ad, then you can just copy paste the copy and check it for your own customized rules that you put in.
Yeah, that's really innovative. I think that's the exciting part of AI, right? Is that it's so dynamic and you're able to warehouse this experience in a way we haven't been able to before.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about what the rest of maybe the roadmap looks like for the rest of the year after this landing page scanning and all that stuff gets integrated?
Yeah, of course. So we have big plans for Loopholes. So a few things that are going to be released this year is next month we're adding Google Ads. Right now we're only scanning Facebook ads. So that's going to be exciting. After that, we're going to launch our image and video scanning. And then besides that, we're going to offer integration with Google Workspace. So anything that like Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets, because we found out from our research that a lot of the agencies and brands are actually doing some of this work on their campaigns before and not necessarily on the ad platform itself. Sure. So we just want to make sure that if you're writing like your ad copy and sending it for approval with someone in your own internal team, that we can scan it before they send it to their team, basically. So that's what is expected for this year. So we're really excited.
Oh, that's powerful. Yeah, you have really become like a compliance Grammarly at that level.
Exactly.
Love that.
Nail on the head.
Nail on the head for sure.
Well, that's amazing. I guess, what's the adoption rate been like for you? Are you on track with what you projected, or is it more? Is it less? What do you see in that way?
Yeah, so we actually just launched our MVP last January, so it's only been a few months. Before that, we ran a beta program for about a year with a few agencies and, like Sophia mentioned, publishers, digital marketers, and other brands that have been using it, so we can get their feedback to launch the MVP. And like I said, the MVP is available right now. It's the basic version of Loopholes on the Chrome Web Store, and next month we'll release the second version. Where some of the things that we mentioned are going to be included in that. So we're really on track for our roadmap, but yeah, very exciting things.
Wow, that is pretty amazing. I guess the other question I just want to know is about how you're marketing Loopholes and what kind of AI tools you may or may not be using on your own.
I love that. We actually are using Loopholes for all of our ads just to make sure that we're not saying something that is not compliant. Because again, almost every service, every product has some type of guidelines or policies around it. So we need to make sure that when we advertise this tool, we're using the correct verbiage for it. But yeah, we're mostly doing Google ads and Facebook ads for it, and using our own AI. We're not using currently any other AI tools to create it. Sometimes ChatGPT, sometimes. But yeah.
All right. Well, good. Anything else that we should know before we sign off?
Yeah, I think the biggest clarification that I'd love to make to the audience is that this is not just a tool for highly regulated industries. We found again through that beta test that it's really any industry, and it's really anybody using social media. So for instance, we had an influencer that was working with a hair care brand, and the shampoo, she wanted to place a before and after. Now she's working with this brand. She's putting in her own budget, but she's also getting payment because she's being hired. She got her account flagged because of that before and after. It's considered to be a claim. So you'd be surprised at the industries and the different, regulations that there are. And again, some people don't have that knowledge. Not everybody has that knowledge. So again, it's not just for highly regulated industries. It's for all industries, because you don't know what you don't know.
No, it's true. We have a client that's a health club chain, and we were just doing very basic personal training ads. Yeah. And those got flagged, Yeah. We had to do the dance to get the ads approved.
Yes. Yeah, the limbo, the eternal limbo.
Yeah. And you're like, you didn't say anything. I mean, how could that be flagged, right?
Yeah. That's the most frustrating part, I think, for advertisers or like for agencies. You have clients paying you a retainer, and you just want to get, the job done and launch their campaigns. And then you find yourself in this loop of back and forth with the ad platforms. And sometimes the person you're talking to at the ad platform, if you are able to get someone to talk to, it doesn't have the knowledge about the industry or the type of product you're trying to advertise, so they can't really help you. So we just wanted, to get away from this manual process and offer something that is based on data, that is really looking and scanning all of the ad platform policies, and
that is real-time feedback.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And the breadth of knowledge that you have over the last decade with that as well. So, exactly. I mean, that's powerful use of AI. Great work, and I'm excited to see where you end up this year, and then what comes up in 25.
Yes, we are as well. We'll see you next year.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.